Hey guys, join me from another video. Got a bit of a chest infection, so I'm going to keep the talking to a minimum, but we're going to be bolting in the cage today, so I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you what we're doing. Yeah, so I was hoping it would be like my Pro Ace and I could just bolt it straight in. This is just a soft install. It's got to come back out for the protector coat. But no, due to the upright tank, it's conflicting with the fuel tank, so that's the next job. Drop the fuel tank. From there on and there over is absolutely no access at all under the van. So there's like box section of chassis and all sorts in the way. So you can't basically put the spreader plates down the sides. Now I had to take out some of the heat shields for the exhaust, which was always nice to work around an exhaust. But if we have a look underneath, here we are, you can see there's a few holes. You can't see them very well, but basically there's 5 holes behind this area, the whole width of the van. And basically you're gonna have a nice big strip of stainless steel then going the whole width of the van. Now on the front it's even harder, because not only have I got to drill through all that thick metal, but there's no access. So if we go around here, I'll tell you what I've planned. So there's already a hole in the center there. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to measure the length either side of this center point, and provided there's no parts on the chassis that this is going to hit with, which hopefully there's not, then we'll just drill through there and we'll bolt this plate to the front then. So again, this is only a soft install because it's all coming back out so we can paint the floor. There's only so much sort of van to bolt it to, so there's always that limiting factor in a crash. You know, is the floor even that strong? But you know, we got to do our bit, haven't we, to make sure it's safely secured. So that ratchet strap on its own is not doing a whole lot, so that's why we're sort of, you know, making sure we're doing everything we can to bolt it into the chassis of the van. We've done all the rear now, finally got through that really thick stainless steel, so it's going to be coming out, as I said, but it's actually drilling through the stainless steel probably takes a good 5 or 10 minutes per hole, and there's no access. So what we decided to do was just pull the cage out, rotate it slightly. I'm going to mark out now 2 drill points so I can get a nice plate of steel under there. I have also got to drop the tank as well before I fit this, but I can see over the tank and I know that I'm going to get clearance basically to put the plate where I'm going to put it. So drill through the steel, put it in place, drill through the floor. I'll drop the tank so that we can actually fit the plate on the other side then. So okay, so we've now drilled through these holes. These are the hard ones. Now they're done, we're going to just put it back in place, and then we're going to make the holes through the van floor. Okay, so we've now drilled this side as well. Yeah, I had to drop the fuel tank for this one, but as you can see, 3 holes there. So I had a little scary moment, thought I'd drilled through a pipe, but thankfully I'd only brushed past it, so easily done. And the captive nuts inside the chassis on the other side of this are spinning, so I was contemplating cutting a hole in the sill and having to re-weld them back in, but I managed to get this side off and just lean it down, so it seems to be ample for that. So I'm going to leave it like this now, and the van's going to have to stay in this position until I've protector coated it and then fit the system back in and the plate underneath before this tank can go back. So as of now, I suppose the van is effectively out of action until yeah, that's done. But I'm glad this all out of the way, because it's a lot of headache, but you know, you got to do things right, and we don't want this van or this tank ever hurting someone and it be in because I haven't bothered bolting it in. So in preparation for painting it, what we're going to do, just take the system back out. I can then start restoring the cage, cleaning it up, metal polish, get it looking brand new, take the tanks out, clean them up. I can also then start to really concentrate on getting the floor of the van spotless, ready for the paint job and then masking up. So made some good progress. It's the next day. Basically we took the bulkheads out, we've taken the ply lining out, took out the horrible wooden shelves, and I was very surprised and happy to see an intact ply lining behind it. So we got ply lining for both sides now. What else have we done? Yeah, took out the bulkhead, and basically all the rubber seals, all the locks, all of the bits of silicone and crud like that, cleaning up, scraping off all this crud, I don't know what that is. Just trying to get it spotless, because I want to give the van a nice fresh coat. So when we have the protector coat, we're basically going to paint all the arches all the way up to there and all the way back, so that when the bulkhead goes back in, the rubbers go back in, the locks, the trim pieces, it's going to look like as factory fresh as possible. The van's absolutely spotless. There's a little bit of, we just want to make sure it's 100% dry. So we're just going over it all with the heat gun, just to make sure there's no like moisture. So we're going to mix up the protector coat. I highly recommend mixing it up if you want to have a half decent application. And we're going to use this then. So just take it easy, mix it for a good 5 minutes. And then we're going to just roller it on then. Probably brush in all the corners first, and then roller in everything else. So it'll be 2 hours, and then we can do the second coat. So that's the plan. Let's get it done. Okay, so the first coat's now down. It always looks patchy whilst it's drying. So, but in person it looks really nice. It's transformed the back of the van. There's 17 years worth of scratches and wear on the back, and the paint's just made it look brand new. I'm gonna drop my brother back now, because again it's like 6:30 in the evening, and then we're gonna come back up about 8:30, and we're gonna do the second coat once it's nice and tacky, and that should be the final coat then. So it's coming along well. Put insulation tape here just to give a nice clean line. Behind there obviously we're gonna have the ply lining, so all the rubber seals are going to be back in place, and the plastic trim, also then the bulkhead over there. So once it all goes back in, all of the joins are going to look really nice, because we've painted behind things. It's all been done in such a way that once it goes back in, it's going to look awesome. Okay, and it's looking awesome. So we've just done the second coat now, and the camera doesn't do it justice, but looks really good. When the cage is in, the firewall and all the panels and the rubber seals, it's going to look like a brand new van in the back. So over the moon with that. We've done 2 coats. It's nearly 10 o'clock now, so no, 9 o'clock, so ready to call it a day now. But another day done on the wedge, and nice to see that we're making some decent progress. I think we've got about 3 or 4 another days on it, and it'll be ready to put to work then. But there's no major rush. So next we're going to just clean this up, metal polish, decontaminate all the metal filings which from drilling it, and just clean it up. We'll fit that then, and just, you know, take our time. Okay, so it's a few days later, probably about a week later. I've been dying with the nastiest bug I've ever had in my life. It's the first day that I can actually even talk, let alone do anything on the van. So we're going to be working on it today. Looks a bit patchy on camera. I did touch up a couple of bits last night, but in person it looks really good. So that's why all them patches will dry out then as it fully cures. We're going to refit the bulkhead, the door seals, and then we're going to clean up the cage. Okay, making some decent progress. These are the plates now which are going to be holding the tank in. We're quite limited really on where we can actually fit these plates, because anything past this line, it's all box section,
So we'll be drilling through multiple layers of chassis, which is not really good enough. And the same on the other side. So there's also obstacles there. So we've got one piece of steel plate all the way there where we can. And then I've got a plate there and a plate there because there's an obstacle in the middle. So pretty much every single bit of reinforcement that we can physically get under the van. Okay, so we've cleaned up the frame. We've gone all the way around. Got all the paint off and stuff like that. We're not going to wash the plastic tanks yet. Once it's all in the van, I'll take it out and I'll jet wash all the tanks down. Because it's all waterproof in the van now anyway. So yeah, we're going to just take it up now, slide it down on the rubber, on a rubber mat that we've got, which is there, so that we don't scratch all the floor. And then I'm going to take all them plates out, because obviously they're going to go under the floor. But yeah, making progress, let's get it done. Okay, so I'm under the van, and excuse my voice, I hate watching YouTube videos where people got a bad chest, but you know, it's either that or we don't get it filmed. I put these bolts in this way because when I put the tank up now, like this, it's going to raise, and I'm not confident it's not going to contact. So I've put this one in this way round, but we're going to probably swap that around as well. At the back, you can see there's a nice stretch of stainless steel there, and a stretch there. So we're just going to tighten up all the bolts, and I can raise up the fuel tank, put on the exhaust heat shields, and then at least then the van's drivable and the tank's in. Okay, so it's all in. Cleaned the cage up, absolutely spotless, and it's looking amazing. This old iPhone camera doesn't do it justice, but it literally looks like a brand new system in the back. Obviously got some work yet to do. Got to put the paneling in. Still got to do the wiring on the lights. Redo all that, etc. But the heat shield's back in. I fit the fuel tank. All of the spreader plates are in. And when we were filling the tank into the van, it leaked water everywhere, so it's been horrible, especially with the illness. But yeah, look how nice it's all looking. So all the messy work's done now. It's bolted in, it's painted, the welding's done. So it's pretty easy from this point on. It's just a case of wiring and screwing and bolting, and easy. Okay, so the next day, and just making some progress on all this wiring. So the control panel's going to sit like this, and I'm just having some trouble deciding how I want these wires to go, because ultimately they've all got to go through this fuse board. So I wondered, do I bring them all around and up and then having them all back out? There's going to be wires coming down to the electrical box down here as well. Or what do I do? Okay, so a little update. We've got the two controllers wired in to the fuse board. So the top one's for that one, the bottom one's for that one. The outputs of them controllers are going to come down like a conduit, and then they're going to run down to the pump brackets down there. I'm going to put a third connection in now to a light switch, so that I can get those lights up and running. Okay, so just a little update. Got the two pumps installed. Got them wired in as well. Come around the back. I've also run 40 amp cable. It's overkill, but run that all from this control panel. So as you saw earlier, we got the two controller circuits. This one's for the lights, and I'll put this one on this side for the Okay, so the Citroen's coming along really nice. I could see it had a lot of potential when I bought it. It just had all the ingredients, but they just sort of not being really utilised very nicely. So, you know, the cage now bolted in. We've got a nice clean stainless cage. We've got a nice floor. We've got them lights. You know, I reused the lights, but fit them properly with this. We got the bus bars. So I basically built it with the infrastructure to add an inverter down the line. If I want to put this system in a new van down the line. So we got, you know, the bus bars. Ultimately, everything goes through them. So the batteries connect to that. The smart shunt goes through that. The charger comes. The charger will come in to the shunt. The fuse board. The pumps are powered through the controllers through that, but ultimately that then goes through there. So everything goes through the bus bar as it should be. So it's all fused, it's all wired properly, and you know, this is proving to be a nice little van. But not just that, I've also fit the smart shunt. Now you would have seen this in my Pro Ace video if you watched that. It allows us to have really detailed monitoring what's going on with the battery, which will be, if we remember, just bolted right behind here. So it gives us like a battery percentage, amp hours consumed. It tells us, you know, we can track how many amps we're using, how fast we're using it, what's our expected lifetime before the battery dies. Not only that, it's got an auxiliary input which I've wired in to the feed on this charger. So I can also now monitor the starter battery in this van. Now for the user, I'm not expecting him to sit on the Bluetooth and check the battery all the time. That's just more, you know, for me. But what I can do is I can program an alarm in. So with this gauge, which I fit to the dash there, I'm going to program an alarm to that. So if the battery goes below, say, I'm not expecting it to go below 90% in general usage. If it goes below, say, 70%, it can trigger an alarm, which means there must be something up with the charging system. Because these can be a bit finicky, these Chinese chargers at times. So if it does fail, I'll trigger an alarm at 70%. So the user knows you'll have another day or two of work left in the battery. And it basically just gives us a heads up so we can fix it before the system shuts down. So that's pretty much the plan. And yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome backup van for the business. And, you know, ideally we'll be out working alongside me on different parts of the round. So that is what we're building it for. But regarding the window cleaning system, nearly finished. Just got to fit the reels as and when they come. Finish a little bit of wiring. And then it's on to the cosmetic stuff then. So wheels, body work, we're going to put in for body work, sign writing, and all that fun stuff. So hopefully you're enjoying this content, us rescuing this old Dispatch. If you are, be sure to let me know down in the comments, and it will motivate me to edit the videos faster, because they take some time to edit sometimes, and if I know you're waiting on them, I'll be more inclined to post them and get them done for you. So yeah, catch you in the next one.